Hi, Jeremy Crow here. In this video, I wanted to issue a challenge to the budding entrepreneurs out there. So, I got this idea from another YouTuber actually, who goes by Rules for Rebels. And what this challenge is to generate $1 a day income. Just set up something that's going to generate $1 of profit for you every single day. And there's so many different ways you could do this. It's a really low bar, actually. A $1 a day doesn't really add up to a lot. It doesn't really make a big difference. It might be basically like a tank of gas every couple months, or something like that. But what it does is it actually helps change your mindset. It helps you start thinking in terms of, oh, you know what? Actually, I could monetize this, or there's other ways of getting money other than my regular job. So creating diversity of your income streams. Actually, there's a lot of different ways that generating even $1 a day online can change your mindset. It can help you be more confident in your own ability to be independent. It can make you more confident in terms of your value or your worth, in terms of what you're able to produce as a productive member of society in general. And it can also help alleviate certain level of anxiety over work stresses. Like, say if you have a day job and you're worried about losing the day job, knowing that you can set something up that generates even just $1 a day, that's not even going to come close to replacing your day job income, but it does start changing the mindset. And then you can start developing the skills that you can utilize to generate even more than that, if you so desire. But even just doing $1 a day helps get certain mental processes going. And I think that it's very beneficial for people. Now, my audience is mostly people who are interested in the esoteric or the occult. And I find that there's a lot of people who demonize wealth or the material plane in general, claiming that it is unspiritual to be rich, or to even just to be in a position of wealth and abundance, which I find completely ridiculous, especially for those on the left-hand path. And most of the people who are watching my videos are left-hand path occultists. So, just to I see some guys in the background there. But anyways, so this is really to try and get you guys to do something practical, to take your first steps if you haven't already, or just to reinvigorate any inspiration if you've already done stuff like this before, to help reinvigorate that. I'd like to get more people taking control of their own lives in the sense of diversifying their income. And like I said, I know that $1 a day isn't going to make a difference in your life, barely, in terms of the actual financial money that you're going to reap from that. But, like I said, it starts something. It gets something going in your mind, and you also start developing the skills that you can utilize for when you try and scale it up. So, this is a very useful exercise, even if you feel like, oh, $1 a day, blah, 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 whatever. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. So one of the things that I'm going to do as well is, I'm going to actually reward people for participating in this challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this through Steemit, which is a social network based on the blockchain, which is the technology that allowed Bitcoin to come about. So a social network based on the blockchain, and activity on Steemit social network is rewarded with cryptocurrency called Steem, which you can then sell for real money. So In a sense, it's like a blogging platform, like Reddit or WordPress or something like that. But there's also people who you have connections. You've got a timeline, like in Facebook or Twitter. You can host articles, pictures, audio, video, any of that stuff on Steemit itself. And when you post content, you get rewarded in, like I said, in cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin, which you can then spend in the real world. It's not just like points in a game. There's an actual value associated with those points. So what I'm going to do is I'm running this contest through Steemit, and what I'd like to see is, if you're going to participate in this contest, what I'd like to see is you giving a description of your method that you're trying out, the thing that you're attempting, or like especially what your actual implementation is, like how you plan to make $1 a day and the actual steps you're taking to do that. And I want this to help inspire other people to try it, to give people ideas, especially concrete ideas that they can actually try out along with you if they want. And I want to also see later, you don't have to do this part, it's not part of the contest, but what would be really cool is a couple months down the line to see what kind of results you were able to get with that technique. And so what I'm going to do is, anybody who posts a reply on the Steemit article that accompanies this video, and the link will be in the description below. Anybody who makes a comment that's at least 400 characters. I don't want just some, oh yeah, I tried this, and it's a sentence, and now you're entered in the contest. You know, I want you to actually put at least, like, say 400 characters of description in there to be eligible. And it has to actually make sense. Like, it has to be real words. You can't just throw, 400 characters of gobbledygook in there, because I'm not gonna enter you into the contest. And then what I'll do is, everybody who did qualify by putting in a description of what they're gonna try or what they have been trying, and anything like that that's clearly related, I'm gonna put their names in a hat, mix it up, blindly pull one out, and at the end of the contest, which I will have at the end of well, let's say March 8th. March 8th, 2018, I'll take everybody who entered the contest, and I will send them, whoever wins the draw will get $30 worth of Steem dollars. So that's Steem Backed Dollars, SBD. It's a cryptocurrency on the Steemit platform. There are actually 3 cryptocurrencies on there. It's a little confusing, but the Steem Backed Dollar is the one that's roughly pegged to the US dollar in terms of value. So it's roughly around $1 US worth per. So you'll get a reward of 30 Steem dollars, which you can sell for Bitcoin, for actual US dollars, and actually have the money, the actual physical money, or you can keep it in your Steemit account and power it up, and then you'll be able to use that to increase your influence on the platform. So that's an interesting thing about Steemit. Okay, so you're gonna get that $30 worth of Steem dollars added to your account on March 8th if you participate, and you're the one that gets drawn out of the hat. And essentially, I'm doubling your, attempted earnings for 1 month worth of earnings. And, just as a little something to kind of say thank you for participating in this challenge, and just to give you a bit of a reward for your entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, so I think this will be really fun. I'm really interested to see what methods you're going to use, all of you, to try and generate $1 a day ongoing. And until next time, everybody, stay lucid.